Good morning, boys. Today is Wednesday, so that means we are going to be doing a math lesson together. Today we are going to be looking at telling time and specifically telling time to the hour. So what I have with me is my math workbooklet. I have my clock visual and I have a writing utensil. I'm going to be using a pen today. And this is our analog clock, remember, not our digital clock. Our analog clock means that our hands physically move all the way around our clock clockwise. So all the way around this way. Now just a few things that we are going to go over before we get started. Remember, when we are reading our clock, we always start at the top and we go 12, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, back to 12 for our hours, and for our minutes we count by fives. So from here we are at 0, and then we go 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, 60, or 1 hour. Now let's just quickly go over our hands. Remember, my short hand is my hour hand and my big hand is my minute hand. So wherever my short hand is pointing is telling me the hour, and wherever my big hand is pointing, it is telling me the minutes. So right now my clock is sitting at 10 o'clock. Let's do our first question together. We are telling time to the hour. Look at that. We have 10 o'clock here too. Our short hand is pointing to our 10. Our minute hand is pointing to our 12. I've moved my clock visual so it shows me the same thing. So I'm going to write that in our answer box. We write 10, and the way we write o'clock is just with 2 zeros to show that it is on the hour. Now let's do our next one. Now our minute hand is still at that 12, but now our hour hand has changed. So that means I have to move my little hour hand all the way to the 1 to match this clock. And now I have 1 o'clock. I get the 1 because that is where my hour hand is pointing. So I'm going to write that into my book. I write a 1, and then to write that o'clock, I do those 2 zeros. O'clock. Now we have 2 more questions. Let's take a look at this one. Oh, my minute hand is still the same. It is pointing at that 12, but my hour hand is different. It is now pointing at the 6. So I'm going to move my hour hand over here all the way down to point to the 6 to show me 6 o'clock. 6 because my hour hand is pointing to the 6, and o'clock because my minute hand is pointing to the 12. So I'm going to write that down in my answer box. 6 and then 2 zeros to show o'clock. And we're going to do one more question all together. Here, my minute hand is still pointing to that 12, so we're still doing hour time, but now my hour hand is different. It is pointing to the 3. So I'm going to move my hour hand all the way back to my 3. So it is showing me 3 o'clock on my paper and 3 o'clock on my visual. So I'm going to write that down with a 3 in the hour space and the o'clock 2 zeros on the side. Now this page was just right for me. How did it go for you? Let me know.